Hello, Sunbeams. Welcome to Sunshine Realms. My name is Sunshine. Let's get into the energies for the collective. If you are here, I appreciate you. Let's see what the Cosmic Energy Oracle cards have for us. Since they're already ready to go. Ah, man, this is awesome. We have prosperity. Prosperity comes from hard work and a love for life. There's a shift going on. Rebirth with the Phoenix. Every end is a new beginning. And acceptance. Accept others and yourself. Welcome new opportunities. So the collective is in their light. They're in their light, or they're in their light body energy. They've released, they've surrendered, and they're opening. There's an opening, a feeling of opening in the collective. Let's see what's opening, since the Oracle cards always pull out or draw out the overall energy, what's in our crowning spaces. So when I set the intention to tap into collective energy, I set the intention to be helpful. How can I help the collective take another step forward? So we're all doing some kind of work on ourselves. Sometimes we just need a little push or a little reminder. We're going to grab a talisman oracle card. Thank you, Spirit. I hope everyone is doing well. Oh, that's awesome. It's the two seahorses, finding love. Are we joining forces? Are we accepting offers? Are we walking through new doors? Are we accepting new people into our lives? This could also be partnerships, collaborations, community-minded, or just people that inspire you. We're walking through doors that maybe we haven't walked through before. This feels really good. So let's see what else is coming in. I have the feeling, especially with this prosperity card, I have a feeling that whatever it is that we're walking towards, or whatever door is in front of us that we find ourselves walking through, it's something that we've worked hard for. We've given, and given. And so now we can receive and receive and receive. This is like a beautiful blessing, but the kind of blessing that you wait for and you work for and you manifest and you take your time with, and you build new skills in order to carry it, and you use those skills to create something even more beautiful, even more abundant, even more prosperous. So if you're joining forces or looking for partnerships that are going to help you on your journey, this would be a great time to do that. Let's see what the Crow Tarot has for us. As we come out of Venus retrograde, so I understand why this finding love is here. It's sort of like the planets are moving too. When Venusian energy is on the move, it's like it's given me the vision of stepping out. You know how you step out of the house, you get ready to step out of the house. That's what Venus is doing right now, getting ready to step out of the house. But with all the bells and whistles and all of the beautiful things, it's like Venus carrying all of the seeds of life, walking through the door. I like this for the collective. I don't know what you're doing, but it's beautiful. It's good to be in this energy, you know. with a smile on your face. Two of Swords, the Hermit, and of course the Ten of Cups. Of course, the Ten of Cups. Of course, we've learned our lessons. Collective is going down a road that is well earned. And so following the guidance has taken us to a place where we can see something more clearly, or we can accept something more clearly, or we can accept whatever is around us. So if you have emotions around you, if you have spiritual lessons around you that are guiding you and showing you a new pathway, it's time. It's time for us to follow our heart and follow the guidance and the wisdom from Spirit. It comes from our higher self, and allowing ourselves to go towards something that we might not have seen before, or we might not have experienced before, or just something that wasn't on your radar. Wasn't on your radar, but it's on your radar now. Let's see if we can get any more signals from the Crow Tarot. That's good. Let's find out. Oh, Spirit is just doing beautiful things. Just beautiful things. The collective is healing, overcoming, and just taking risks with their heart. The Magician with the Three of Swords, the Star, and the Eight of Cups is indicating that we've learned how to rise above the chaos and rise above the pain, and keep our sights set on being delivered from it and being okay with learning the lessons that we've learned with this Hermit card being here. We're okay with the lessons that we've had to learn. That is so much substance for the collective. I feel like someone's heart space is opening wide up. If you've been through a lot, or you've been down like these difficult roads that just led to one lesson after the other, know that with the Star and the Eight of Cups, your healing path has had some sort of directive or direction for you. The compass was leading you somewhere that would allow you to step forward into something that is stronger, wiser, more beautiful than the pain, because now you have resources that you can carry. You have the ability to feel prosperous from what you've gone through, because you've gotten to a place where you can accept your rebirth. You can accept the challenges. You can accept your life path. You can accept the things that didn't work out. Part of getting to prosperity is surrendering. And so when you surrender, you're willing to let go of, shed, and purge, and smooth over whatever it is that was calling you towards this pathway, or calling you towards healing. So if the collective is going through like a rebirth right now, where they are coming out of the ashes and rising, their frequency is rising, just know that Spirit is supporting that journey, supporting whatever this was, for you to see yourself from a higher perspective, and to also find new things from that higher frequency. It's not always about what you know. Sometimes it's about the things that you don't know. stepping into new frequencies, new energies, new collaborations, new communities. This is all new energy. When you go through a rebirth and you've been through the fire and all you have are just ashes from what existed before, you get a new start. And this feels like Spirit is giving the collective a new start, a new direction. But not only just a new direction, this is guided pathways and wisdom and guidance for healing the heart space. This came up last week as well in terms of mending the heart. So I feel like a lot of the collective that I tap into has gone through a lot. They might not be willing to say how much they've gone through. It might not be the topic of conversation, but just know that you are seen and you are felt, and whatever it is that you went through in your life, there is another side, and the new side that's showing is the side that you weren't able to see before. You might have been in a pain point in your life for a while where you were just taking hit after hit after hit with the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords, which prevented you from being able to step into this newness. And eventually something happened in your journey where you learned how to transmute and incorporate those emotions to sort of like supercharge you and power you up so that you would feel better about being in the energy of experiencing loss or disappointments or even frustrations, because sometimes being frustrated for a long period of time, that causes, you know, individuals to sort of like fizzle out. What are we bringing in, Spirit, with this 10 of Cups and the 8 of Cups? There's a direction. Yeah, making a decision. 2 of Wands. We made a decision. We chose a pathway. We accepted the pathway because it's here with the acceptance and the rebirth. We chose to rise. The collective made a choice. Might have been a while ago, you know, because you don't go from 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords into Star Hermit and a lot of this Cups energy without making the decision that you were going to use the resources that you had. You're going to use everything you have. Every part of substance that your life has presented to you is worthy of being used. Worthy of being used. Or someone made the decision that they were worthy of being used in some kind of capacity to help, to heal, to soothe, to shine light on, whatever it is that that represents for you. Some of us understand that part of the journey where you have to surrender and say, you know what? I need to take this somewhere. I need to go somewhere with this. I need to see what else I can do with this substance, this vessel. Okay? So, thank you, spirits. Ooh, that makes a whole lot of sense. 9 of Pentacles with the Hangman. Yes. I heard accepting the pain as a fact of life. Let me say that a different way. Accepting your life's journey as a fact of life. It's when you start to find purpose in your journey that you can start to help other people find purpose in their journey, if they're willing to listen. So if you've been wasting your time around communities or individuals that cannot integrate the wisdom or choose to not integrate wisdom, then it might be time for you to do your own thing. That's for someone. The 9 of Pentacles with the Hangman and the Justice says that, yes, through the pain, through the turmoil, through the life challenges, wherever you are in your life, There could be a crossroads here where you're having to make this decision to go down this path and to choose to be reborn and choosing to surrender and accept. You could be there. Or you could be on the other side of choosing yourself, choosing to go down a pathway towards being reborn. Wherever you are on your journey, it's bringing in a level of prosperity and abundance that you have not yet seen yet. The prosperity card wouldn't be here if you weren't already in the energy. So see where you are right now as a point of reference where you get to decide on where you're going to go forward or where you're going to put your energy. Someone might have just accepted the fact that they're going to do things differently. If you are here, you are definitely one of those people who has decided to do things differently than those around you. You wouldn't be in this space if you didn't choose to do things differently. You wouldn't be in this Phoenix energy if you didn't choose to do things differently. You would not even be in this rebirth frequency if you did not choose to do things differently. So if that is you, then welcome to this community. Hopefully you can take a nugget from today's message, and hopefully you can see there's always guidance. There's always something that we can do to make us another step forward. So I appreciate you for being here and taking the time out to see just how you can do that if you choose to do it. Let's see what the Hermit and the Star has for the collective. We're learning, growing, showing a lot of growth, You don't get here unless you've been on this pathway for some time. And you've been on this pathway in a very singular way. The Star is singular, the Hermit is singular, but it's as if with this Hangman, it was warranted, it was guided. The learning phase, the phase of growth that took for you to get where you are or where you're trying to go requires learning and knowledge. And that's the reason why the Hermit is here. Page of Wands, Four of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Yes. This road, as mentioned, has taken a long time for the collective to find the substance, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the meaning in it all. So if you were searching for meaning before, when you were in the frustrated energy, or where you were in the pain energy, or whether you were in the disappointment energy, or whether you were just down and out, you're not going to find it there. You have to be able to go within. And going within requires you to rebuild. Take some time to yourself. Put yourself first. It requires self-love on levels that you would have never expected. And I can't say that enough. We're not trying to romanticize doing the work or being in isolation or doing the work behind the scenes. We're not glamorizing that. That is a ugly phase. The Hermit with the Star is like preparation that you don't even know how long you're going to be under that energy of growth. You don't know how long you're going to be learning the lessons, but you decided to go down that path knowing it might take a while. Depending on how dense your experiences are on this earth, you chose this path of rebuilding. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be on this channel. If you haven't gotten somewhere in your journey where you can see light or seek light, like-minded people who have traversed the same terrain, we do leave footprints for people that come after us. If you're willing to see them, if you're willing to tap into the energy, if you are willing to go down that pathway of knowledge, if you are willing to go down that pathway of learning, if you are willing to go down the pathway of the Page of Wands, this is a very free-spirited, free-flowing, seeking knowledge. This is someone who's willing to sacrifice things in order to go down the journey of discovery. That requires you to be so bare bones, and most people are not willing to do that. Most people are not willing to lose anything to get to the other side. They just want to get to the other side. But this journey, this spiritual path, and the path of healing wounds and doing shadow work requires you to get dirty and go down some dark pathways that you don't know where it's leading you. And with the Page of Wands being here and the Knight of Pentacles, it's like you were willing to do that. It's anchored in the star energy and in the Hermit because you were willing to learn and to dream and to receive messages even when the pathway was dark, even when you were going through the pain, even when you were going through the turmoil and the frustration and the loss, even when you were going through things that weren't fair, even when you were going through things that weren't even something you even understood. You just knew that these are the things that you're being shown, these are the things that you're having to work with, and you're having to grow from that. So if you're on this journey at any point, take a look at how far you have come. That's for someone. For the pouring to begin on this part of the pathway, it's because we, the collective, has decided and taken responsibility to be ready to be poured into, to accept the challenge of being poured into, to accept being a vessel who could have the capacity to be poured into. That's a huge decision because that requires you to empty out the muck. Someone got a fresh new cistern that spirit can pour into, and it's solid. So the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Cups would not be here if something wasn't rebuilt. That's what the rebirth is for. Welcome new opportunities. That's what it says. The door is opening. Let's find out what's on the other side. And my ear is ringing, so that's very important. What's on the other side? Thank you, Spirit. Ooh-wee. This is the hallelujah moment. This on the other side with the cups is the type of reciprocity that makes whatever you went through null and void. As if it doesn't exist. As if it's not even a part of your paradigm anymore. As if it literally never happened. That's how good Spirit will pour into your cistern. Because when you are able to turn pain into something that is very prosperous, and you're giving whether you receive something or not, you're still giving. That is karmic justice. It's almost as if the collective is experiencing what it really feels like to be poured into for the first time. All right now, I'm here for this. And the collective seems to have earned their wings and mastered some things in regards to transmuting emotions, transmuting energy, and transmuting situations that require us to tap into new resources. Let's find out what Spirit is showing us with the Magician, allowing us to manifest with the Magician, because all of the tools have been here, have been utilized, and there's rising. There's a rising going on. There's an elevation. Let's find out what that is. I heard above the clouds, so you might have been going through some heavy turmoil. Could be about resources. Ten of Pentacles. And if it's about resources, your head is now above the clouds. You're rising above the clouds. I feel like a lot of this pain could be just being in situations that were just heavy. Too much for you to carry and too much for you to actually see the other side. So there's that. I'm going to show you the cards so that you will see what I am looking at. And so with this Magician being here with the Ten of Pentacles, we might have had to do a lot of maneuvering with the things and the resources that we had access to. When you get to a point where you've had enough, that's the time when action starts to happen. So the collective decided to take action and go down the pathway of the unknown. When you go down the pathway of the unknown, you don't know where you're going. You're stepping into a dark space, but it's a different kind of dark space. It's not a pain-related dark space. It's a curious, explorative, a goal-oriented space. It's also a space where you get to find out new things about yourself, about your strengths, and about the things that are important to you with this Star and this Hermit here. If it's important to you, then it's going to push you down a pathway of generating and seeking and being and pursuing the things that are going to bring you out of that dark space or out of that time of, I heard lack of freedom, meaning you're having to make specific moves that keep certain things going in your life until you can make the decision to have more, be more, see more, and create more. Because the abundance that's here with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Cups is only because you made the decision to walk through a dark path, not knowing where you were going to go, and you had to literally part ways and surrender whatever happened prior to that in order for you to accept this new pathway. That's what the crossroads energy will do. Spirit will put you in a position where you have to go in a new direction, but it requires you to go either alone, through darkness, through shadowy energy, buried traumas, tears that we've literally put into place that haven't come out yet. That's for someone. Refusing to be emotional about something that's really painful, stifling your emotions is what's going to get you into the space. That's what dark spaces are. The places that we thought we could hide and we can't. Spirit will shine a light on you while you're trying to hide, and before you know it, you're having to change in order to go down a new direction. And then that's where the light comes in. Let me get one more Crow Tarot for the light of the moon. What was Spirit trying to show the collective in terms of what they're supposed to find while on that journey? Four of Pentacles. Okay, Spirit. Yep. Letting go of past pains. Knight of Cups. This is the receiving that comes in after letting go. Spirit wanted you to let go of whatever heaviness was created from this space. It's just, it makes no sense. It might have made sense in the moment to you. And of course, being a human, we always justify why we are staying in a situation that's clearly not serving us, but we want to give it another go or give it some more time, or, you know, whatever it is that's keeping us stuck in muck. Spirit said, let it go so I can pour into you, so that your cistern is open and ready and cleansed and healed and accepting of this prosperity and this rebirth, it's like pushing the envelope. How far are you going to push the envelope before Spirit is going to say, no, we're going to empty you out, and then we're going to give you an opportunity to regrow. So, congratulations. I say that a lot on this channel because I'm naturally a cheerleader. That's the way we need to be approaching the healing journeys that we have all chosen to be on. You might have a lot of things in your life, but there's something that needs to be let go of so that Spirit can pour something new into it. Let's find out what that is with the talisman. If we're finding it and it's here, what have we let go of? Wow, control. Wow, that's for someone. Leadership. It could also be the fact that you were trying to control circumstances that Spirit did not need you to be in control of. That is very enlightening. And if you know anything about the strength that's indicated here, what you had to sacrifice was trying to control the emotions so that Spirit could help you release it so that you could be poured into. And that requires you to take the lead in a whole new way. So if you are feeling more empowered now in your life, if you are feeling more giving, loving, receiving, less controlling, less, I'm getting the energy of perfectionistic, striving for perfection, that is so unreal. That's such an illusion. And Spirit wanted you to break free of the illusion that everything had to be perfect or you had to be perfect. You are allowed to be flawed, and your flaws are beautiful. And that's what Spirit is allowing you to see now. It's like you're finding the aspects of yourself that come on the other side of healing. And this is a beautiful thing for you to be in, because you get to bring in new energies into this paradigm so that you're not feeling left out, or you're not feeling torn in some kind of way. I don't know who feels torn. That's for someone. That's for someone. If you feel torn, lay it at His feet. Let's get one card for those that feel torn as to whether they should go down the pathway, whether they should heal something, or whether they're ready. Because sometimes you're just not ready with this Hangman. One more, Spirit. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles. You are worth it. That is what's on the other side. That's why this prosperity is here. Whatever it is that you felt like you lost along the way, or striving to have some level of perfection in your life, or striving to have some level of control in your life, and pretty much losing that control. You lost control of it. You lost control of the sight or the vision, or you lost control of something that is now taking you down a pathway so that Spirit can pour something new into you. What are you learning? Take your lessons. Take your new skills and go in that direction, because there's abundance here for you. And so don't get caught up in the things that you lost. Welcome in the new, and that requires you surrendering, letting go, and accepting that every end is a new beginning. This is for someone who's in this Phoenix energy. You've already gone through the fire. It's time to rise. It's time for you to rise. So if you've enjoyed a nugget today, please go ahead and hit that like button. Hopefully you've taken something away from the reading today. Thank you for sharing sacred space with me. Have a great day.